I on?
Yes!
Hey, how are
Hi!
you?
Good, how are you?
Good. It's great to connect with you.
Yes, thank you so much for making the time. I'm sure you're busy even though we're in quarantine.
I am actually not doing anything, to be honest with you.
You're not?
I know we are stuck in the house. Say hi to Alexa.
Hi. Okay, I have to just say I'm obsessed with Alexa. So I just binged your show. You are the most beautiful, like perfect,
Yeah.
the best energy. I love it. You guys have a great relationship. You're adorable.
Thank you. Oh my God, not today.
No, you are. You
Well,
are.
this is
I
the
love it.
ultimate test. The ultimate test is to see if you can stay in the house. We've been quarantined, self-quarantined for what, 30, 35 days now, 40 days?
Over a
Yeah, are you
Over a
guys still
month.
engaged?
We are. We are
You
still
guys are
engaged.
you're
You know,
still going strong.
we're still going strong. We've already fixed everything in the house, cleaned out every drawer, cleaned the house like 3 times, washed the cats. I don't know what else we can do.
Are you guys drinking a lot? Like I've been drinking a good
I
amount.
can't drink. Listen, being a psychic medium, could you imagine if I drank? Could you imagine the things I'd be seeing?
You need to drink. You need to quiet the voices.
That's it. You know,
Need
that
to-
actually works. You know, people
Does
wonder,
it?
like, yeah, if I drink it, it actually makes the voices stop. Isn't that
Okay,
weird?
because I was wondering that last night because I'm an empath and so I get exhausted by like crowded rooms and stuff. I can't imagine how you feel just walking around. Are you always getting messages?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, being a psychic medium, I feel like I run the lost and found on the other side because all these souls come to me wanting to speak to me and connect to me. So if there's a message that they want to deliver and they know that I can talk to them, they will come through and try to speak to me.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine. So what do you do to unwind, to like quiet everything?
To be honest with you, there's never a quiet moment here. I mean, you saw my TV show. You know my
I
family.
did.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm better off that the dead talk to me than my own family talks to me because the dead people are more quiet.
Okay, I'm obsessed with your family. Did they move? So are they living near you? Are they, what is their quarantine situation? I love your sister's sarcasm. She's amazing too.
So my mom and dad are actually in Boston right now with my sister because they wanted to be all quarantined together. So that this
Okay.
way they could all support one another, which is great. So Alexa and I are here by ourselves, which is even better.
Okay.
So we've had no contact with the outside world except for, Instagram Live, Facebook Live, and once in a while going to the supermarket, and that's it. Because we're
Okay.
trying to slow the spread here. So,
Yeah, what are things like, you're in Rhode Island, right?
yes.
What are things like there just, I mean, as a whole?
So right now we're sandwiched right between, obviously New York, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. New York, Connecticut, and then also Massachusetts.
Right.
So Rhode Island's kind of right in the middle there. So it's been crazy. They've actually like closed down the borders, and they're not letting some people through from other states. We keep getting the numbers coming in, but we're positive, we're hopeful. It's a really small state, so we've all been supporting one another. I know that everyone's really come together as a community. We're sharing toilet paper back and forth, canned goods, whatever it is that anyone needs, we're passing around. So, that's pretty cool. And it's just nice to see everybody helping one another. I know here it is. I know that everybody is really going the extra mile. If they see somebody without hand sanitizer, people are loaning it out and, passing it around. And we're all just trying to help everyone out here.
That's the best part of this is seeing like the good things that people are doing. I know I saw on the show also that you're a clean freak. So are you like just sanitizing everything, just losing your mind? Like when you go to the
Absolutely.
supermarket?
Well, I was also an EMT. So before being a psychic medium, I was an EMT, and I don't get nervous over things like this. I don't get nervous over health related things because obviously
Right.
I've seen much worse, and I know that there's much worse out there. So like, there's no need to sanitize the house because we know that there's no coronavirus in the house. But I do
Right.
do the outside door knobs. I do the mailbox and things like that.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want anything to spread that way. But yeah, I mean, we're trying to do what everyone else is doing, and that's just sit at home, relax, binge watch some TV. We did the whole Tiger King thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, how
Who
crazy!
hasn't? Yeah, I would love to know who's coming through for Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin. I mean, that was wild. But so in terms of the show, are you doing, so I feel like on the show we only see little snippets of group readings that you do. Do you do like, you do private readings too, right? And are you doing them online during this time or are you just taking a break?
So right now there's a 2-year private reading waiting list. But what I
I
have
bet.
been doing is, obviously I'm on tour, so I travel across the country helping people reconnect with their loved ones on the other side, because there's so many times when you don't get to say goodbye to a person, or you're left with questions over how a person died, how they left this world, are they okay, who are they with, are they watching over me? So that's what I do on my tour. But everything's been moved to August. So what we did, which was really cool, is that I started to do live online audience readings where you can join me from the, it's the first time we've ever done something like this.
I love that.
And we weren't sure how it's going to work because I've never used my ability in this way. So what we started doing is right through Zoom, we have a big audience, and you know, whoever I'm felt to connect with, I do, and it's amazing.
And it works.
Oh, it works, yeah.
Okay.
And as the minute that people start to pop up on Zoom, I start to see their loved ones standing behind them. So we did our first one last Friday. We have another one that's tomorrow. It's sold out. But then we scheduled another one for the 24th. And it's been really cool because I've gotten to meet so many people from all over, from Canada, from, you know, different parts of the United States. And these are people that I would have never gotten to meet before because the tour wasn't going there. Yeah. So to meet them and to help them reconnect with their loved ones has been really amazing. And to go back to your question, you know, there were little snippets of the readings that I do on my TV show.
Yeah.
Sadly, there's not a lot of readings because we only have 20 minutes, you know, in a half-hour episode.
I know. I wanted more.
I know. But you know what? They figured E! Entertainment was like, listen, people already know you from, you know, being on TV and, you know, being on radio shows across the country. We want to focus on your family and who you are behind the scenes because that's something that most people don't get to see. So they showed a little bit of the you know, funny readings and some snippets of what the live events are like. But if you guys are tuning in, you can actually go and watch the full readings on my YouTube page.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm going to go do that.
Yeah,
I wanted more.
There's a bunch of bonus footage that you haven't seen. Like, for example, because readings just happen. So, like, Alexa and I were out having dinner, and all of a sudden, you know, I connected with a young soul that had passed on. You know, there was a time when, where were we? I was at the pet store, and a woman's father came through and grandfather. So you can go and see the random readings on there that didn't make it into the season. And you can also see some live event footage as well that's up there.
So I'm going to do that, by the way, because I binged the whole show. And
thank you.
Yes, I loved it. Your family is amazing. You're amazing. When did you, so I know that you said on the show that the gift runs in your family. When did you, I think you said that, right? Your mom has it. When did you realize, you know, your gift, and were you scared? How did you learn to channel it? You know, how some people, you know, they have their process. So like, what's yours? How'd you figure it all out?
You know, that's a good question. So it does run in the family, but the funny part is that everybody has it except for my sister. Like, my grandmother was a medium, my mom is a medium, my sister has no ability whatsoever. So she's still salty about it. She's very upset because, you know, she doesn't understand why I can see dead people and my mom can see dead people, but, you know, she can't. And that's literally how it started. Is I grew up seeing and hearing The Departed. And being so young, I was just like 3, 4, 5 years old when I started to see and hear dead people. And I gotta tell you, it was petrifying. I didn't realize that it was an actual gift. I just thought I was being haunted.
So I know some people can only hear, and then I know some people can see in symbols. Are you seeing their physical bodies, or are you seeing symbols, or what do you see and hear?
So what's so crazy is that no psychic is alike, right? Or no medium is alike. Everybody connects with the other side in their own way. So my grandmother, the way that she connected with the other side is totally different with the way that my mom connects with the other side, and the same way that I connect with the other side. My grandmother used to use cards. My mom, she meditates before taking on a client. I see and hear the departed. So it's so amazing in the way that I'm able to do even the readings over Zoom when I do them, is I see the departed sitting behind a person. So if there's someone that has a message that comes through, I'll see them in like, almost like in an instant, they're just gone. They appear and then that's it. So I'll know to go over to a woman because I'll see her son standing behind her. Or I'll know to go to a certain person in the audience because their dad will be there calling me over. And it's really amazing because when I do my live shows, it's almost like a family reunion with heaven. I never know who's going to come through or who's going to step forward. It's really up to those on the other side. And they really lead me to where I need to go.
Okay. So you don't have to do much, you know, deciding in the group readings. You just kind of follow their lead and who needs, and is it almost like whoever's loved one needs to get across the most like urgent or important message? Like, are they like, hey, I'm over here. I really need to connect with them, and then that leads you?
Well, the reason, you got to go back and realize the reason why souls come to somebody like myself, and the reason why your departed loved ones speak to a medium is because they know that I'm somebody that they can talk to. But more importantly, there's something that they didn't get to finish here in this world. So like I said, maybe they didn't get to say goodbye. Maybe there was something that happened in the family, like a fight that they want to go and apologize for. Maybe there was something that was there that was left unsaid. For example, you know, your grandmother's not going to come through just to talk about her favorite couch here in this world, and to talk about how much she loved knitting when she was here. There's got to be a message, because their goal is to deliver the message of healing. They want to help to alleviate the grief that we feel, alleviate the questions that we have in our heart, and really just go and help us to live our best life. So they want to clear up misconceptions around their passing. And, you know, of course they show funny readings during the entertainment segment, or clips of funny readings, you know, because I always try to help my clients to laugh, or, you know, to remember their loved one in a good way. But the healing is real, and the moments are very serious, you know, even though you might just see a snip of it. Because, you know, so many people, they might lose a child and wonder how this person had passed, you know, what was their passing. I have held the hands and have been very honored to deliver so many messages. I mean, I've spoken to people who have lost loved ones in 9/11. I've spoken to people who have lost loved ones in the Sandy Hook tragedy, who lost their kids in it. So, you know, it's very tough sometimes, because it does get emotional. But what I like to do is I love to make people laugh, and I love to bring out the personality of the person that I'm speaking to in spirit, because I think it shows us that, hey, they may be dead, but they're not different. You know, they're still the same person. They still, you know, because our personality is what carries over.
Right. And it's that unique personality that gives people the comfort of knowing that you're really connecting to them. And that's, I mean, that's got to be a lot for you to handle. Like, I can imagine, like, Sandy Hook and I mean, that is heavy stuff. So just know, I mean, you're doing like such a great service to people and making people feel better. So that's really special.
Oh, thank you. I got to tell you, I love what I do. I love it. Like, my mom taught me one thing. If you watch the show, she taught me, you know, always treat everybody like family. And that's what we do. You know, everybody who comes to me, you know, I got to be honest. I got to tell them what their loved ones are saying, and I treat them like family. And they love it. You know, people, it's funny, because when people come to a medium, the first thing that happens is everybody gets so nervous, and they're stressed and they're worried. And, you know, you talk about the drinking earlier. When people come to my events, some of them even bring their drinks from home. I mean,
I would have a flask.
But then next thing you know, like, as their loved ones start to come through, you see like the most anxious person all of a sudden start to be less nervous and start to relax. And then when their loved ones come through, it's like just a roller coaster of emotions. They start from being nervous and scared to, next thing you know, a little bit reluctant, to next thing you know, crying, to next thing you know, laughing. And next thing you know, they leave happy, and they feel like a weight has been lifted off of their shoulder, knowing that their loved one is okay.
So that's amazing, by the way. I mean, you're doing literally God's work. But are you someone who thinks that everyone has the ability? I know a lot of people say that. Or are you someone who thinks like it's only a select few who were chosen to have this gift?
Well, I think we all have intuition, which is a form of psychic ability. We all are psychic in our own way. I think that there's a little bit of psychic in all of us. Right. But what I try to tell people is that I can't teach you to see and hear the departed. I can't. Yeah. And the reason why is that I don't even know how I do it. I really don't know. You said to me, Matt, tell me how you see the departed. I couldn't tell you. I knew it just happens. It's like if I ask you, how is it that you walk? And you're like, I don't know. Or how is it that you talk?
I just do it.
You just do it, right? So it's the same thing. Like if somebody has different levels of intuition, like I feel like we all connect with spirit in our own way. Like, for example, some of us feel them. Some of us sense them, some of us hear them, some of us see them, some of us even get dreams of them. So, you know, we all connect in our own way, and one ability isn't more powerful than the other. It's just about how we can harness it, tap into it in our own way, and really learn the ways that they're trying to reach us. Because whether you're psychic or not, your loved ones are still trying to reach you and connect with you.
Yeah, I have a lot of dreams of people that have passed, and it feels like I'm talking to them, but I've never seen any people that have passed in my living room.
You know what? That's real. That's real. And people ask me all the time, what is it like for you when you get a psychic vision? That's the number one question that I'm asked. And the answer is that you've had a psychic vision. And how is it? Through your dreams.
Right.
If you've had a dream of a loved one that had passed, that's exactly how I communicate with them. And the reason why is because when you leave this world, right, you leave your physical body behind when you die, and your soul takes off, and your soul is energy. And when you go to sleep at night, your body shuts down, but your mind is there, and your mind is energy. So it's very easy, because your mind is energy and your loved ones are energy, their spirit is energy. It's easy for them to come into your thoughts and into your dreams and connect with you. And the best part is that it is really real. It is really them. Like, have you ever had those dreams or those experiences where you think that you can feel them, or like literally you hug them, you can feel them, their skin up against yours?
Totally. Like, I feel like it's different if I have a dream about someone who's passed, and then there's dreams where I feel like I'm conversing with someone who's passed. Like, I feel like I can feel the difference, and afterwards I wake up, and sometimes it's not even my own dead person. Like, sometimes it's like a friend's dead person or a family member, like, who I wasn't close with, but I'm like, oh, like, I have to let you know they were in my dream. So
see that? And I love that, because people don't understand this. So here's what it is. That's the way that you're gifted, is through your dreams. Like I said, some of us sense, feel, some of us hear our loved ones. You get it through your dreams. That's the way that you're personally psychic. And what's so amazing is that, like, if spirit can't connect with their loved ones, they'll go to the closest person. So if they know they can reach you in your dreams, they'll come to you to deliver a message to their family member. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it feels that way. It does. I mean, but I'm like, why me? But I don't know. I mean,
because you're open.
I guess.
Sometimes people will come to me and they'll say to me, listen, Matt, like, I don't understand it. You know, I never get a dream of my son. He never comes to me in my dreams. But everybody else gets dreams of him. And, you know, my sister will call me and say, oh my God, I dreamt of, you know, your son last night. She goes, and, you know, a friend of mine who I went to school with will call me and say, you'll never guess what, but your son came to me in a dream. A client asked me, she's like, how come my son is going to everybody else but me?
I've heard that from people. Yeah.
And it's because she just wasn't open. That's not a way that he could reach her. Sometimes when we're going through too much grief, or we're going through too much sadness, or maybe we have so many thoughts that we block them out. Yeah. We can't receive the information that they're trying to tell us.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like I've kind of always been open to it more so than other people. But the grief thing, I think, plays a factor. Like, if someone's really grieving, I don't know if they're exactly ready to receive these messages. But I'm like, listen, I don't know why your dead person came to me in my dream, but they were there. So, and they were happy. And so,
well, I got to tell you, when I'm connecting with you, your grandmother's right here.
Grandmother. Okay, it might be I still have grandmothers, but it might be.
Who's the one that passed on? I keep having this woman that's here with an oxygen tank. Who departed on the oxygen tank, or hides the oxygen?
That's my grandpa, or is it a woman?
It's a woman that departed. Because I kept hearing there was questions over life support, and there was heart issues that she had here in the physical world, and she's trying to come through to you.
Oh my gosh, I'm not sure. I mean, I have both my grandmas. My great grandma, I would have to ask my mom if she passed from lung stuff.
She's telling me that she passed of like heart disease. Did someone have heart disease and had to be on oxygen?
I would have to ask my mom. No one that I would know of other than my grandpa. But if you're saying it's a woman, I would have to check.
Definitely a woman, because she's definitely around you. And I thought it was a grandmother that's here, because she's like another mother around you that's watching over you. And what's so amazing is that even the souls that we don't feel or that we don't sense are still with us. And you also have a young male that's departed that's here as well, that's stepping forward.
That could be a few people, yeah.
But was this like your boyfriend or something? Because he's very connected to you as well.
Do you get... I've lost a few young people in my life.
Well, he passed in tragedy here in the physical world, and they're telling me that there was questions over an overdose here in this world.
I've lost a few people that way, actually. Not a boyfriend, but people that were close to me for sure.
Well, he's really close when I'm connecting, because he says to me that they found him, that there was an issue with finding him or locating him. Do you remember that? And he was in his bed at the time. I keep seeing like somebody trying to wake him up or going to in his room and finding him.
Oh God, this is really sad to say, but I've lost a few male people in my life to overdoses. Yeah, I know this is heavy. Do you get names or anything? Or
if they come, let me see if I can ask. I do sense the name Chris around him.
Okay.
So I don't know if that was a friend to him or if that was his name here in this world, but I do hear that name.
Okay, that's really, yeah. I've lost a few people to overdoses.
Do you know the name Chris or that name connected?
I would have to look into it. None of them were directly named. Oh, okay. So my friend is in here. She is saying So my best friend lost her boyfriend to an overdose, and she is saying that that is his dad's name. So that could totally
Oh my
be
God.
who that
She's
is.
here right now?
She's in here. Her name is Laurie, and his name was Aaron, and his dad's name was Chris.
Shut the hell up. This is what I'm talking about. And Spirit will find any way they can to, because he kept saying to me, I was the boyfriend. I'm the boyfriend. I thought
he's her boyfriend. He comes to my dreams, but he's her boyfriend, or he was her boyfriend. Yeah.
Shut the hell up. So no, he's here. And letting you know that he's stepping forward. And this is what happens, is that, like, if souls will use any way that they can to come through and reach us. So sometimes, just like you get dreams of them. So how weird is it that you were telling me you get dreams of different people who had died, and you dreamt of her boyfriend?
Yep. And she would say, why? Yeah, she would say, like, why? Sorry, I'm crying. That's sad. Like, why is he coming to you, not me? And I'm like, I don't know. Like,
well, that's why he's here. He's also coming to me too, because anytime that we have a connection, they will. And he kept saying to me, say Chris, say Chris. So he's passing on love to his dad. He's also trying to talk to her, because she was trying to save him at the time.
Oh yeah.
And he says to me, I'm sorry for not listening to you. I'm sorry for not listening to you. Because I hear that in my ear when I'm connecting. And he just wants her to know how much that he loves her, because they did talk about getting married or taking the next step here in this world.
Oh my God, yep.
Because he actually just showed me a vision of him leaning down and saying, will you marry me? So this is what I'm saying, is that sometimes I don't know your life, or I don't know what happens, but when Spirit comes through, they'll make me feel things. And he kept saying to me, you know, I passed up an overdose, and he was telling me the name Chris, and then he was talking about, so I feel like his dad was the one who had found him or went looking for him, because they would kept showing me like they were trying to track him down.
He was found, I believe, Laurie, correct me if I'm wrong, at his dad's house. I think he was in the basement, but I'm not positive. But I think he was at his dad's.
That's
or maybe his dad found him.
So that would be the reason why he's saying Chris, because she just said, yes, dad found him. So that's why he's saying his dad's name. You know, this is also a message for his dad as well, because he tells me his dad doesn't believe in heaven and really doesn't believe in this. So know that he just wants to pass a message to his father and let his dad know that, you know, he's sorry for what had happened. Because I saw that they were going looking for him. So I don't know if he was searching in the house or he thought he was in the room, but he's telling me this craziness of what had happened.
Yeah. There was a lot. I mean, there was a lot of, people trying to save him, people looking for him the week before. She just said correct about dad. And I know that there was, like, you know, confusion. So I think that all would make sense to her and his dad. Yes, that he has come to me. So that's crazy that
well, you know what's amazing is how you said to me, you said, Matt, I'm an empath, that you sense and you feel things. And what's so crazy is that spirits will come to the people that can feel them and sense them and that are open to it. So if you're really sensitive and you pick up on things, you know, you'll pick up on him. And this is what's so amazing, is that people, like, even when I was talking to you, you know, sometimes we don't realize the souls that are with us, or the souls that try to communicate to us to get to a certain person. And this happens all the time. Like, even today, I was talking to a woman during, she had a private reading with me, and I was talking to her, and her boyfriend's wife that had died came through.
Oh, wow.
And she's like, in the beginning, she's like, wait a minute, why is she coming through? You know, I know her. I'm like, well, you're getting married to, you know, to her husband.
Right.
You know, and it wasn't a bad thing. It was just, she was actually coming through to let him know that, to let her know that she put her and him together on the other side.
Yeah. I mean, I love that. I know that she definitely needed that message, and I know that I feel connected to the whole situation in ways that, like, I really didn't understand why. So
what's her name again? Is it Laurie?
Her name is Laurie.
Laurie, I just want to tell you, I know that we can't see you, but you can hear me. I just want to let you know that, because he's still with me when I'm here, and he just wants to thank you for everything that you did in his memory, because he talks about you pulling everybody together. And he also tells me you still have shirts of his, and there were clothes that you still kept of his, and he's acknowledging that, because he tells me that sometimes you sleep with them or you smell them and it smells like him. And he says to me, I'm sorry for the issues that I caused in our relationship, because he did tell me that there was some rocky times before he had died, and there was some breakups or talk about breaking up beforehand. He says, and I want you to know that I would have never left you. He says, you know, that I love you and I care about you. He says, but I went down the wrong path. He says, and I just want you to know that I'm sorry, and I'm sorry for putting our relationship in jeopardy, because he's acknowledging that. And, you know, you wonder all the time if he knows how much that you love him and how much that you care about him. And he says, I know. He says, I know everything that you've done for me. And he just wants you to know that. And he also wants to thank you for keeping in touch with his family and trying to smooth things over there as well.
Oh my God. That's crazy. Yeah, that part's crazy. Yeah, she actually just went on a trip with them kind of recently and went
I
to
know, he tells
them.
me.
Oh,
He was
wow.
there. And they
That's
did
crazy.
something in memory of him on the trip because he's telling me this. So I don't know if they like brought photos of
He did.
him or
Totally did.
perfect because he's acknowledging this and saying I was there, and he's so happy. And I'm wondering if that's the grandmother that I'm picking up on as well that had
Maybe.
departed.
I have lost a great grandma, and the rest are younger. I've lost an aunt, but like, so I'm maybe the grandma is connected to him.
It could be because
Maybe they're together.
could be because what happens is that when I'm connecting, I never know who's going to come through. And what's crazy is that this is so crazy. Like for all of you guys in the chat right now, I can't stop it. So even though I'm looking at you, you're gonna know that everyone who's all 82 people who are on the chat right now, your loved ones are also here. Laura just said yes.
She just said, Aaron, I hear you. Oh, that's sweet. I'm gonna cry.
So what happens is it's just like Laura, how I'm connecting with you, and Laura's in the chat. You didn't tell me your friend was here, correct?
Right. I didn't. No, I didn't.
Disclaimer. I didn't know she was there.
No, not at all.
But yet there was a boyfriend behind you that was trying to come through. You know, This is what happens is that everybody, even if you're in the chat or not, your loved ones are always with you. If you're on this chat right now, what I want you to know is that your loved ones are here. And I'm hearing them. You know, it's hard for me because they literally know I'm like the messenger on the other side trying to get messages through. So we're doing a live, like I said, this is where the live group readings are so amazing because 1 minute I might be talking to somebody who lost their dad, and then another minute I might be talking to a woman who had lost her son or a child or a grandchild. And what I love is that, the fun of it for me is that you never know who's going to come through. But to hear all of the messages, whether you get a reading or not, it's just so inspirational because it shows us one thing, that love never dies and that your loved ones truly are always with you.
That's crazy. She wasn't actually even supposed to be able to watch this. She was busy. So that's amazing that she was and that she
Did you know she was going to tune in tonight?
I didn't because she is a therapist and she told me she had an appointment and she couldn't, and then she just was in there. So, I mean, she was going to watch it later, but she's in here and heard that. So that's very special. I feel like he is always trying to get in contact with her, and the stuff you said was very specific. So you're amazing.
Oh, thank you. Oh, she goes, listen to this. She goes, my appointment got canceled last minute. There you go. Listen,
crazy.
What's so crazy is that this is what I'm saying, that coincidences don't happen. How weird is it that her appointment got canceled last minute? She jumps on Instagram, me and you connect, and her boyfriend comes through. Like, this gives me the chills. I get more excited than I think that even like you guys do.
No, I'm excited, but I will start like ugly crying if I let it all out right now. So that's very special. And I mean, I'm gonna, send this to her. You have such an incredible gift. So I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Like I said, I love what I do. I love meeting so many new people, and that's why
you're the best.
I love that I have the show now because it allows me to tour, it allows me to get to more states, and it allows me to just deliver these messages.
I love it. You have a gift for sure. Everyone watching, he's the real deal. I know you have do you want to plug like your book? Do you want to plug your website? Do you want to plug appointments? Is there anything that you want to get out there?
Yeah, so I have a new book out that's called When Heaven Calls, Life Lessons from America's Top Psychic Medium, and you can order that on Amazon right now. And my website is meetmattfraser.com. So if the dead can find me, so can you. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, all those different things. And the best part is that if you live, it doesn't matter where you live, whatever city or state you're tuning in from, you can also join me for a live group reading online. It's a special thing that we're doing during COVID-19. And we tried to make it super affordable. It's only $19 to attend. So if you want to attend a live reading,
I'm going to go.
So it's tomorrow night's event is sold out, but there's still tickets left for, is it the 24th? Is that
Alexa you're asking?
Yeah, I'm not asking a dead person. I'm asking Alexa. Don't get nervous.
So there is tickets
available for the 24th. You can get them on meetmattfraser.com.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much. I'm about to FaceTime her in ugly cries. She said she had chills and she thanks you as well.
Oh, thank you. I wish I could give you a hug, Laura.
I know. I wish that anyone could give anyone hugs right now.
I know, right? I forget that we're quarantined. This is so crazy.
I know. For an extrovert, it's like torture out here, but it's all good.